Alright, take two. This here video's update video on the Berbro Mustang mini mower and I think it's a 1988 MTD rider. Everybody's been asking about the Mustang. What'd you do with it? A lot of people are, oh, I'd put a freaking 750 Honda motorcycle engine in here. Yeah, I'd make it a racer. Yeah, I'd put a 650 fucking Polaris liquid cooled in it. Motherfuckers. Goddamn fucking 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton barely fucking fits in it. Y'all got some dumbass ideas. Anyway, the deck is just too far fucked to repair. Most of it's rusted away. Still gonna keep it just in case. But, and I'm not gonna pay $800 to, for the material and to pay somebody to help me fabricate a new one. Fuck that. So I mean, either way I go, whether I restore it, make it nice again and use it, or make it a little hot rod toy, I'm gonna have haters either fucking way. So I bought it, it's mine, I'm gonna use it, I'm not gonna throw it away, I'm not giving it away, so I'm just gonna do what I want with it. So anyway, got a Rust-Oleum paint job. First, tore it down, sandblasted everything, Rust-Oleum primer, and then Rust-Oleum paint. White shit is antique white by Rust-Oleum. Obviously, I need a couple more coats on it. Frame, Rust-Oleum red. Right now, I'm just mocking it up. Still got to add a couple more coats to it. Might do a clear coat. Decals going on last. I'm not even sure if I'll put decals on it right now. Kind of wish I would have body worked it because there's a lot of pitting. Like I said, there's fenders bent. I'm not a body type guy. This is just going to be a toy, so I'm not shooting for showroom perfection. It's not going to SEMA or anything. It's going in my backyard. Later on in life, though, definitely, later in life, when I get more time, I would like to strip it back down, body work it, fill in the pits, but when the hood comes back off, I'm probably going to take this to work and cut out the damaged metal, replace it, and then I'll probably skim this with Bondo after I blast it again. Fill this in, at least fill the pitting in on the front of the frame, that way it doesn't look too much like shit. But Tecumseh engines, fuck that. I got this one from the junkyard for 10 bucks. This one over here I found on the side of the road. They both got good compression. This one has a good carburetor. And then the original engine, it has good compression, but all the seals and gaskets in it are fucked. The original engine has electric start, so I'm going to keep all three of them just in case. But they all have the same problem. They got no spark. It won't spark a plug, but it'll shock me, and I'm not fucking with points and condensers. These things aren't like Briggs & Stratton. They got the fucking coil underneath the flywheel. I'm not dicking of that. So I got this red industrial commercial 5 or 6 horsepower Briggs. Got this out of a junkyard for 5 bucks. Still got to rebuild the carburetor on it, swap out the bottom sump. Got bolts broke off in it. I'm not fucking with trying to extract them. Probably going to use this engine, or if I don't use this, I have this Quantum 5-horse Briggs. I also got it out of the junkyard. Right now it's bolted to a deck that's outside. I have to find a new carburetor for it. This carb is beyond fucked. My problem is the fucking float, or the needle, is broke off in the carburetor. I can't get it out. I'm going to end up using this one, but this one's different because it doesn't have a primer on it. This one does. Well, this has got the fucking nipple that you put the hose on for the primer. Anyway, this here engine is not far from running. So honestly, now thinking about it, what I'll probably end up doing, just using that engine, because this is already, frame's red. I don't want to have too much red on it. Yeah, it's my dirty laundry pile. My trash is piled up. Don't forget to point that out. Either way, whether I use the Quantum or the Industrial Commercial, I'll be happy. Then for the drive line, I was going to go with a side shaft Briggs centrifugal clutch, chain, disc brake kit in the rear, live axle kit probably, but fuck it. Right now I don't really have the extra money to go buy a centrifugal clutch, chain, build tensioner, new sprockets. What I can do is rebuild the original drive line, and to get a little extra speed, this sprocket's fucking worn, the chain is fucked anyway. I'll just get a bigger sprocket for this and a smaller sprocket on the axle and buy new chain. I would eventually like to, well, yeah, that doesn't spin. Yeah, these things, they got bearings in them. Like to eventually replace them, but for now they're good. So yeah, it's a plan. Rebuild the original driveline, change sprockets, replace the chain, replace the brass bushings in the axle with bearings, get a disc brake kit, and yeah, it's a fucking toy. For the 88 MTD, this is the original engine that was in it when I got it. It's got good compression, passed the leak down test, it's got spark. I ended up putting a oil dipstick tube on it. I was missing that when I got it. Put a starter on it, hope the starter's good. A starter gear cover. Obviously it's tore down. I was working on it yesterday. A couple months ago, I had pulled the rear axle out of it because one of the original rims was stuck on the axle. I couldn't get it off. Yesterday I finally took it to a shop on my lunch break, and we ended up torching the rim off, and then left the center section on the axle, and then took a grinder, cut a slot in it, and then took an air hammer and then knocked it off. These here, obviously, tires are an inch too big. The rims are obviously yellow and they don't match, but there's another set of tires in the junkyard that's the size I need, and they're already white rims, so I'm just going to exchange those. Yesterday I put the axle back on, slid these on just to where I can move it. Drag link I got from the junkyard off of Murray. It didn't fit, so still looking for fucking drag links so my steering will work. But yeah, basically, I mean, at this point, I need to put my pulleys back on, put the belt on, lubricate everything, grease everything, change oil. I need to get a good carburetor. Last 3 carburetors I got from the junkyard, they all been fucking junk. Screws and jets fucking breaking off in them. Also need to get a correct gas cap. Get a battery. The deck needs to be serviced, grease the spindles, sharpen the blades. Still got a lot of work to do, but I mean, you really think about it, there's not a shit ton left. I mean, nothing's broke on it. I just hope and pray that the engine is not a smoker. Transmission, it worked in forward and reverse. You know, nothing's seized anymore. So I mean, actually really looking forward to getting this thing up and going. Later on in life, I would like to tear it completely down, pressure wash everything, grind the rust away that's, you know, in certain spots, clear coat it, just try to preserve it. A while back I had plans of tearing it down completely, media blasting everything, copying the decals, repainting everything, but it was originally red and then it's faded to fucking orange over the years. So I mean, I actually do like the patina on it, so what I might end up doing is clear coating everything to preserve it, and might end up making new decals for it. I mean, there's rust behind this or dirt or something. But yeah, that's still got the Honda four-wheeler. It still needs a top end and brakes, and yeah, that's all that needs. Still got the XTM Mammoths, and doing a lawnmower repair on the side, buying, fixing, and selling junk lawnmowers. So I'd like to get these two mowers finished up and then finish the four-wheeler. Try to tone it down on projects a little. Fucking swamped. That's it for now.